It is Sunday, November 30th, and Demetria and I are just so full from a most powerful worship service this morning. From Bishop Victor Tyrone Curry in the Newburgh Baptist Church and the young adult, the youth ministry, the family life ministry came together, and they had Operation Save Our Sons. And it's basically the call to the community to cover our young men, to pray over our young men, and begin to awaken the consciousness of these young men and let them know that gun violence is never the solution. And it was just awesome to see Sabrina Fulton and Tracy Martin to get up and tell the people it's serious. It is serious out here that you young men don't understand the pain and the hurt that these families are left behind gun violence when you take their child, their son, their fathers, their husbands, their grandfathers to senseless gun violence. And the time is now for us to take agency over our young people and begin to awaken their consciousness and be able to see that this gun violence, it leaves families empty, hopeless. It was more like a war cry, like a cry out for the men to step forth and let's start fathering our sons again. Start holding them and tell them that they're worthy, they're valuable, that they can be successful despite whatever mistakes that they made. That, you know, that the time is now. Bishop, it was just so powerful to touch the babies, to touch the disabled, to touch the maimed. It just was like, I can't even to come from a, hold on, let me backtrack. To come from a context of a mother trying to raise a son in society today, it's hard. Like, how do I empower my son to get an education? Yeah, he's still profiled and he gets pulled over police. How do you actually say yes or no, to put my hands up? Or how do I have to deal with being bullied? Or how do I have to deal with going into a neighborhood, because we're in the city of Miami Gardens, and not worried about being shot, sitting in your home? Like, how do we empower our youth today? How do we tell our grandparents, it's like, how do we tell our grandparents that there's no one here to help wipe him up because the youth has all been slaughtered? It's a satanic attack on our youth, and that's what Bishop was talking about, the satanic attack on the men because of what they stand for, about bringing forth life and just the systems, the structures, all the isms. So it was just a powerful message, and a lot of youth should have been there, but it was hundreds of men in churches. And that's what I want to say. The message has been clear, because understand in the black church, they say black men ain't going to church. But today, we saw in groves cross-generational divides, from the most senior saint to even the most infant male son was in there. And I love the fact how Bishop brought it from Exodus to the book of Mark, that there was decrees out on the male child. It is not by accident that our young black boys are being targeted systemically on down. And then this spirit of self-hate. We don't understand the effects generationally of internalized white supremacy. It is real. We hear it in our music. We see it in our art. We see it in our culture everywhere. Our young men don't have no outlet, but we declare today, that enough is enough. So the fathers were called out and say, Father, stand up and be the kings over your household. Amen. Take dominion over your seed, whether you with the woman or not. Amen. You have a seed that you brought into this earth, and God has made you a steward over that child. Amen. So I thank God today for Bishop Victor Tyrone Curry and the Newburgh Baptist Church and the youth ministry, the young adult ministry, and everybody, every gospel artist that came out, that spoke life, from the G5G steppers out of Fort Lauderdale, from Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church. We thank you, because today we understand the value of Save Our Sons. And I also want to add that the Save Our Sons mentoring program of Miami Gardens has been out in the trenches. There are young men who are equipped, who want to speak life and be present for these young men and be communal fathers, to be mentors, to be guiders, to be gatekeepers over our children. So if you don't want to parent them, please understand there have been a few men that's ready to stand up and teach your child a trade, to teach your son etiquette, to teach him what it is to be a man, and to cover you as his mother, to cover you as his wife, to cover his little sister. So, Save Our Sons today. My womb is full of hope. My womb is full of hope. And we thank God that the people of God are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We are sick and tired of being downtrodden. We are sick and tired of letting our skin be the very issue of why we don't have access to the things that we know that God has already ordained for all of us to have. My God.
We're full, Facebook family and friends, and these are the type of things that the Wonder Twins will be talking about, sounding off in the community. We have never been one just to talk. We've always been about action. And people have known that about us since elementary school, throughout our graduate and undergraduate matriculation. So the same twins that you saw from elementary, high school, and in college, we still have that same spirit of empowerment and advocacy, and that's what we stand firm on. Empowerment by any means necessary.
We love informed.
My God,
we meet everybody where they're at.
Yes, we do.
And we thank ourselves, because I know I'm just a sinner who's fell down, but I got back up.
And I also want to say this: for those people who have known the Wonder Twins, please don't filter us through any situation that you may think that you know. Please don't filter us through the stuff as we were going through of coming of who we are. Please filter us through the spirit of which we come in love, peace, compassionate, hope, reconciliation. We are the Wonder Twins collectively, and I am Davika Williams.
And I am Demetria Williams individually.
And we love you to life. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening, and thank you for liking our Facebook fan page.